1 aquifer, 0 rail. The limestone is the entire plan. The Edwards Aquifer is 180 miles of cracked limestone. It is the only water source for 1.5 million people. No backup exists. San Antonio covers 504 square miles. No metro, no light rail, no tram. Every trip in this city runs on asphalt alone. San Antonio's land area nearly doubled since 1970. Growth moved outward every single decade. The water pipes followed. The aquifer never did. In 2023, San Antonio recorded 75 days above 100 degrees Fahrenheit. That was a record. It will not stay one for long. Rain falls on the Texas Hill Country. It seeps through limestone faults into the aquifer. That recharge process takes years, not days. Joint Base San Antonio employs 67,000 people directly. The city trademarked the name Military City, USA. The base is the economy's spine. San Antonio draws 37 million visitors annually. Tourism employs 1 in 8 residents. The sector's average wage sits 20% below median. CPS Energy is the largest municipally owned utility in America. It powers 970,000 electric customers on the isolated Texas grid, completely alone. 4 sectors drive San Antonio: military, tourism, healthcare, education. All 4 pay wages below the city average. The math has a ceiling. May 2025, the Edwards Aquifer hit stage 5 for the first time ever. Withdrawals fell 44%. The drought started in 2020. A 142-mile pipeline now delivers 16 billion gallons a year. The city's aging mains leak 21 billion. Inflow does not cover loss. In 2028, San Antonio opens its first rapid transit corridor. 10 miles, 26 stations, dedicated lanes, 1 line across 504 square miles. San Antonio began coating streets with reflective pavement, the first city in Texas. Surface temperatures fell 18 degrees. The city turns lighter. The Austin-San Antonio corridor now holds 5.3 million people. By 2050, it will reach 8.3 million. 1 highway, no shared rail. By 2030, less than half of the city's water comes from the Edwards, down from 90%. Desalination ignores the sky entirely. CPS Energy ends coal by 2028 and scales solar past 1,800 megawatts. But the grid stays isolated. Texas connects to no one. By 2035, San Antonio has diversified water, retired coal, built its first transit lines. The heat keeps rising. Adaptation is not enough. By 2040, San Antonio averages 47 days a year above 100 degrees. Nights stop cooling below 80. The grid absorbs it all. The city core runs 21 degrees hotter than surrounding ranch land. San Antonio ranks among America's 10 worst heat islands. The gap grows. 5 water sources now feed the city: Edwards, pipeline, desalination, Carrizo, recycled water. A drought that once meant collapse passes quietly, managed. By 2042, the Austin-San Antonio corridor forms one continuous urban surface. 7 million people, one highway. No single authority governs it. By 2042, emissions are down 68%, 3 points short of the interim target. The grid is cleaner. The roads are not. Along the transit corridor, density rises. Mid-rise buildings replace parking lots. Walkable blocks emerge. Beyond the corridor, 500 square miles remain flat. By the 2040s, the River Walk loses midday visitors 4 months a year. Dining moves indoors by noon. The outdoor economy shrinks. By 2045, every system has improved. Water, energy, transit, surface, reflectivity. But none has fully reached its target. The harder half begins. 50 days above 100 is now the summer norm. The grid runs at capacity through the night. No margin remains by afternoon. Every water source runs at capacity. Per capita use has halved since 1982. But population keeps rising. The portfolio has no slack. 3 transit corridors now form a network. 35 miles of dedicated lanes. The remaining 470 square miles still depend on roads alone. The recharge zone still holds, legally protected, physically intact. But the city presses every edge. Less rain reaches the limestone each decade. The year 2050 arrives. Emissions down 89%. Target was 100. Water holds. Heat climbs. The city manages. It has not arrived. Outdoor work stops by noon 5 months a year. Construction shifts start at 4 a.m. The productive day compresses to 6 summer hours. The military covers every training ground with permanent shade canopy and connects every building with climate corridors. 67,000 employees operate under engineered shelter. Along the transit corridors, density now reaches 80 units per acre, walkable, connected, vertical. Beyond them, the same flat sprawl keeps building outward. By 2055, the grid holds at 94%. Water holds with no reserve. Every system functions. None has margin. The slope ahead steepens. By 2060, 70 days above 100 degrees define the summer. Nights no longer drop below 85. The city never cools. The grid never rests. Recycled water becomes the largest single source in the portfolio. Every gallon used twice before leaving the system. The loop tightens. Nothing is wasted. 5 transit corridors now cross the city. 70 miles of dedicated lanes, climate-controlled stations. The bus is no longer just transport. It is shelter. Outer suburbs lose residents to transit corridors. Density inverts for the first time. The sprawl machine that built this city begins running in reverse. 9 million people now share one corridor, one highway, one aquifer, 0 intercity rail. The regional authority finally arrives. Decades late, it always does. The last gas turbine shuts down. CPS Energy generates power without combustion for the first time in 120 years. The grid stands alone. Decarbonized. The River Walk survives beneath a permanent canopy, 18 degrees cooler than the street above. The outdoor economy lives on. Inside an outdoor room, the Edwards Aquifer hits its deepest level ever, the 1950s record broken. But the city holds. 5 other sources absorb what the limestone cannot. 40 years of adaptation complete, water diversified, grid decarbonized, transit built, surfaces cooled. The next 35 years will be steeper than the last 40. 90 days above 100 degrees. The summer now runs from April through October. Downtown operates under canopy. The outer suburbs operate under open sky. Midnight holds at 87 degrees for weeks. The grid never enters recovery. Batteries bottom out at 4 a.m., 2 hours before the sun returns. San Antonio runs steel rail for the first time. On the same corridor, its first bus lane carved from car traffic 5 decades ago. The tourism season inverts. Peak moves to October through March. Summer becomes the dead zone. The Riverwalk packs in December. July it empties. Per capita use hits 87 gallons, the lowest in the city's history. But 4.5 million people at that rate still press the portfolio's ceiling. The outer ring loses population to the transit spines, not by mandate, but by economics. Heat priced out the edge. Density repriced the corridor. The limestone still holds. Rain enters the fractures. The aquifer fills when the sky delivers. The geology is unchanged. Only the rain has shifted. 50 years of adaptation complete. Every system improved, none with surplus. The final 25 years ahead carry the steepest gradient of the entire century. 100 days above 100 degrees now. 6 months of continuous heat. Downtown operates inside a climate shell. The outer ring operates without one. Ocean water reaches San Antonio, pumped 200 miles from the Gulf Coast. The 7th source in a portfolio that 60 years of scarcity forced into existence. 11 million people governed as one system for the first time. Rail finally connects the corridor the highway could not hold together. It took 60 years. The grid runs fully clean, but batteries degrade every 15 years and require full replacement. Decarbonization is not a destination. It is a perpetual maintenance cycle. San Antonio's climate now matches Nuevo Laredo of the 2020s. The architecture follows at last. Deep overhangs, narrow streets, buildings designed to reject the Texas sun. 5,000 megawatts of solar now, more than the city used in 2025. The sun that punishes San Antonio powers every system that defends against it. 125 days above 100 degrees. What the 2020s once projected as the worst possible case is now simply the measured year. The city holds. 7 sources feed the city. Edwards provides 18%, down from 100. The aquifer was never abandoned. It was managed down to what limestone can sustain. 2 rail lines, 3 bus corridors, 1 intercity link to Austin. None of this existed in 2025. 75 years of building produced a transit system from zero. The limestone does not know what year it is. Rain enters the fractures the way it always has. The city above manages. The rock below endures. 1 aquifer, 1 grid, 1 corridor, 10 million people. Not the collapse that was feared, not the utopia that was promised, the thing that was built.